got my balls.
Jesus Christ.
Burning my little son. Oh, my little son.
Come on,
So
dude.
cute.
All right, chill.
That felt good. Admit that felt good to you.
Hector, that's
Hey, Hector.
He legit picked me by the balls. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Nice to meet you.
Excited to meet
pleasure.
you.
Yeah, we've been doing some good work on the camera. Oh,
No.
no, bro. I got the jelly donuts down here.
What's up, brother?
I've been taking the OpTic hex route of
I
ownership.
was like bolting on the
We're
bus.
here. We're here and we're gonna do these guys today. We're
We'll
gonna
see.
try to.
No,
do
see,
our best.
come on, man. See, you're already coming at me wrong. Anyway, finish the story. I was in. So, boys. We just got back from the LCS, the first inaugural, the opening games essentially for OpTic in the LCS, and as I keep on saying, this has been like a 7-year-long process for me, from wanting to enter the LCS when I was having conversations with the original Cloud9 before they became Cloud9, the organization. Hai and I spoke at length about the possibilities of, and this was like early 2011. We talked really early on about us entering League of Legends, and since then, I haven't found the right opportunity to do this. I mean, fast forward it, now that we're in it, gone through the process that we went through, being there live and experiencing it and experiencing something that I've wanted for the past almost 10 years is just amazing for me. It was almost a dream come true. No, I mean like a team of suits, just like a couple, like just suits walking around. It's my lawyer and shit. this is
my lawyer. And every time someone's trying to ask you, you book an appointment.
This is CIA.
Presidential security.
This is El Chapo.
I'm so hungry. Matt's car because I
love
miss
it.
it. I miss it already. I'm like,
I love it. Is this Matt's thing?
It is, yes.
It really sucks that you couldn't afford to keep the G-Wagon, but it's in good hands. Never, man. It's been a while since
That's what I tell
you
them.
were.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this.
I know. You like this though?
I do.
Yeah?
That's not like, you like this though?
Hector, you probably couldn't fit in this one.
No.
You've been eating good in Texas.
Oh yeah. I've been eating like an asshole for the past 3 months.
All right, well, let's go get
All right,
our
we gotta get
seats.
seats.
I don't know if there's gonna be.
Good luck.
I don't know if there's gonna be enough in the.
Honey Thieves, baby!
6 months! Honey Thieves!
I wish my CEO was that hype. We opened up the season playing 100 Thieves, CEO'd by my boy Nate Shot. Super proud of him, super proud of what he's become since he decided to leave the nest and spread his wings. Really happy for him, really happy with the progress that they've done. So yeah, it was fun. It was good sitting next to him. The only other owner that I've ever sat next to during an opposing team playing me has been like maybe Hastro, but I haven't seen that dude in a while. I don't think he goes to events anymore, but it was really good to sit next to Nate Shot and kind of just like throw jabs at him as he was playing. Like obviously, he understands as much of the game as I do, so we understand the basics. So anytime there was something complex going on that I didn't know was happening, I would hear Romain say something and then I would repeat it to him. I'm like, yeah, it's not looking good for you, man, but don't worry, man, it's really good to start off on a loss because then you can get it out of the way. I told him, like, why are you nervous? And he's like, dude, you've had OpTic for like 10 years, like let me be nervous. And I agree. It's good to be nervous, it's good to be fearful. It was quite the experience.
Did it? Well, not on a more was the question. Was he carried by his team? Was it all about him? Was he good by the end of the year? It looks like he's still.
I mean, I took some of his Raptors, but I should have
And that's actually fine. Matt, that's normal. Like we spend 2 weeks. I spent 2 weeks saying to you, you're going too ham, you're going too much for the contesting the camps and so on. That actually leads to a 3K goal lead, and you just catch up, you just lose the tempo on the Baron. You didn't even play that bad. Yeah, you're not destroying him, but you're actually getting the lead for the team. So you were ahead, you did your job. not perfectly, but you actually did your job. It's just there is one missing call, and the game goes boom.
You want to do the interview? With
Travis.
Yeah, I'm
Down.
down. Do you know where my guys are? I'm way better than him at sports and now video games too. So
even 60 pounds overweight as I am right now. This young man couldn't take me in any sport.
Okay.
Maybe golf, but is golf a sport?
I got golf, maybe badminton.
So as you guys know, with franchising comes certain rules. Comes certain professionalism and different organizational structures that come with joining a league. The league and the teams have agreed to certain rules, and one of those rules is to create content specific to that, which is why we created an OpTic LOL Twitter account. With the new leagues, there's new rules, and I'm happy to announce that we are going to be shooting a separate series outside of Vision. It's called Recall. Right now we have Focus for the Houston Outlaws. It's an amazing series. I recommend that you guys watch. If you guys like watching Vision, you're gonna want to watch this one because it shows a little bit more of behind the scenes stuff that you don't see here in Dallas or in Frisco. And now the new series called Recall, which is gonna be the League of Legends series that we're shooting out there as well. Obviously, it's on the West Coast. We can't shoot it here. I think it's gonna be a good one. I think it's already starting off to be one of the more interesting storylines that we've developed so far. Obviously, we're following our own path as we always do in terms of recruitment. We're following our own path in the way that we create a team, as we do always, and we are looking to make sure that we do what we always do and make you guys proud.
Twisted Sin and C9 making their way to Lipovka and prison area. So a very wide dispersion of teams here. It looks like OpTic again is going to go toe to toe with a team here that has already made life difficult for them one time before. So I did see that. Yeah, I saw an M16 in the hands of Tuna Can, and he takes down 17 immediately here.
He's hit once.
There's no other game like PUBG. There's no competitive game like PUBG because everything from League to Overwatch to any game you can think of is all like 1v1 teams. Yeah, there's a tournament with a bunch of teams, but each game itself is 1v1. And when you have 16 to 20 teams all together, you can get, third-partied by a different team that you didn't even know was coming up, and they just heard you fighting another team.
The move here was pretty great. I was luckily right next door in Louisiana, so pretty short drive. The weather's been kind of gross. I didn't really have like any issues on the way over, but once we were here, it's just been absolutely freezing. The past couple weeks, we've been like really grinding hard at the office. So that's definitely been different. I've been trying to get on like a really set schedule.
Just the ability to set up scrims is very hard. It's different obviously from any other game because you have to have 16 teams in a lobby. So coordinating that is very hard. But we've been able to get usually 4 to 5 nights of scrims in. Going on beyond scrims, we're just starting a couple other leagues up. Awesome League is just getting started right now. GLL's coming up very soon, PUBG Online. We also have the IEM Katowice qualifiers coming up. So plenty of different leagues and stuff that'll be up soon. We've been doing really well in scrims. We've been doing really well in the playtests. There was a PUBG Online playtest a week or so back that we performed really well in. We have had a little bit of struggles in Awesome. It was the first night just a few nights ago of Awesome League, and definitely had one of our worst nights so far this year, which sucks, but they're gonna happen, and we're just focused on bouncing back from that, watching a lot of VODs, reviewing what we did correctly, what we did incorrectly, and where we can go from here.
So as soon as we all four have a weapon that we can use though there, we just have to push those two. Are we on the same page? Or? Okay, so I thought we were all on the same page, and then what happened as far as I was sitting there fucking around with whoever was on the top of the building, trying to crossbow kill them, because I was waiting. I had 30 bullets of AK, and so I knew I needed that for the push. So as soon as somebody says like, "Hey, we all have weapons, let's go," you know, then we push those two and take care of those two, and then the other two fucking end up running. We know that they're going to be cocksuckers. Like, that's what they're going to try and do, and they played it poorly. We just played it worse.
For us in the future, we're going to be a team that can adapt to whatever competitive PUBG brings. Right now, it's still in its infancy. There's a lot of debate going back and forth on how many teams should be in lobbies, on how many games should be played at a tournament or an event, how many games a night, whether both maps should be competitive that are out right now, whether it should be first person, third person.
If you go upstairs, you have the PUBG team who have been practicing and living out of Frisco. They're already moved in right down the street, and every single day they come to this office, they go upstairs, and then they start playing their matches. We haven't been performing as well as we know we're gonna as the season progresses, but at the same time, we don't know where PUBG is as a whole in terms of a competitive nature. You know, luckily our team is solid enough to where they can be multi-battle royale. If applied, they could be just as good as they are in PUBG and H1Z1, and maybe hopefully one day Fortnite. We're gonna have to drop probably like Baja Waka, and I'll be the fourth. But I'm just saying Baja Waka because he didn't listen to when I called out that there was a trap in there. And he got trapped.
I think we're gonna keep doing like great things as long as PUBG itself stands up. That'll be a question on its own, unrelated to OpTic. I'd imagine as long as OpTic is competitive, we'll be out there putting in work. But yeah, it'll just come down to whether or not like another battle royale game comes in and kind of swoops up and takes its spot. It'll have to be something very similar to PUBG, I think, because like obviously there'll always be like a PUBG Fortnite rivalry.
What our goal is to be a team that can adapt to whatever decisions are made, whatever's best for the game and whatever's best for us, not only as a team, but as individual players. Be able to play third person on a whim or be able to play both maps. And we're really excited about the future for OpTic PUBG.
What? No! I should have built, huh?
Content. It is the driving force that has allowed us to do what we do. That's the standard answer that we do, or that I give anyone. But to me, it's always been a little bit more than just that. As you guys know, I was a graffiti writer for more than 10 years, and for me, having my ability to create stuff, no matter what it is, has always been a stress diffuser for me. And from the beginning of content in video games, in like 2008, 2007. For me, it was like that perfect like getaway from that part of my life, and then into this new one, which was creating content that people would see. When you create a graffiti art piece, it's free and it's for the public to see. And I felt the same way with this sort of content. It was still me, but it was on a different passion that I had. It's been going well for me. I like the process. I've now started to semi-upload daily on my second channel, which is the gameplay channel, thanks in a major part to Fortnite.
Pretty much everyone in OpTic has kind of been dabbling into it. Even Embos, this might be his first PC game ever, but yeah, all of us have been playing it. I've been playing it a lot, I know. For sure, doing live comms, streams. Fortnite's the next OpTic wave.
No game has captured my attention or my passion for video creation and live comms and just streaming the way that Minecraft has until Fortnite came out. And I couldn't tell you how happy I am that I decided to give it a shot. It's not that I didn't know that I was going to get addicted to it. The reason I didn't play it as much as I did is because I knew that I was going to be addicted to it. The same way that I don't want to play Counter-Strike because I know it's the type of game that I will get addicted to it. Little by little, what we have planned on doing for the longest time at the Scuff House is now coming to fruition. If you guys remember, I did a video called New new room at the Scuff House in one of my vlogs where we had this amazing setup in the podcast room that we were going to use it as an OpTic Plays room. And you know, this is something that Hitch and I have been like talking about for years now. So the fact that we now are in it right now, it's not what I wanted, not what I envisioned, but it's better than nothing. And today we started recording, and I can't tell you how happy I was to be able to share those live experiences with my teammates.
I think something that's helping me do content, especially for vlogs, is having like a centralized place where all of us are meeting for content, but just having more of a schedule to where everyone is coming here for content, and just knowing what we're doing on certain days. It's definitely helping a lot, getting everyone out of their apartments, and just as gamers, that's kind of just, it's what we do, is we habitat in our little rooms. I think it's the first time in a while where I've found a sort of schedule for myself that I find reasonable, and it makes everything a lot easier. It's definitely just gonna keep getting better and better, but I think as of right now, I've found like a pretty consistent schedule that I can work on and just take these videos that I'm doing now, try to make them better. Vlogs, live comms, streaming, like just doing all that stuff a few times a week, as well as coming into the office and participating in all these kind of videos. The fans like seeing all of us together and having a good time. And I think that's what, we're definitely heading on the right path to do that. It's kind of like back in the smooth comp days where we'd have this huge thing in the backyard, and like that was like genuine fun. And it was like today, like coming into the office, and it's like we're in a little room where it's like kind of like setting up a LAN, and we're all just like playing Fortnite together, and it's just fun. Yeah, I think everything's just headed in the right direction.
Yeah, and you know, to recap a little bit on what's happening on Overwatch, and this should be sort of like a teaser for you to want to go watch it. You know, when the league opened up, everybody was questioning our choice in the players that we put together. Obviously, a lot of the Overwatch teams had already been established. You know, having had the league be as popular as it was already, and then when they made it into a franchise league, that's when we had a little bit of a we had to be strategic about the people that we picked. I'm happy as can ever be with the team that we have right now. There's such amazing personalities. These dudes are legit. Not only a bunch of amazing players, but a bunch of cool dudes to hang out with. Going up against the Dallas Fuel, right, our neighboring rivals, we just had to show up and do what we want, right? Like obviously all eyes are on us as usual. So we wanted to make sure that we brought something home for the Green Wall outside of the OpTic name with our sister brand, or our other brand, which is the Houston Outlaws. Last week we dove really deep into that. We showed you guys a lot of behind the scenes stuff that normally we would keep out, just so we can you know, give the players a little bit of a break from the speculation of, are they going to drop somebody, are they going to change this, is anyone getting in trouble, is, you know, what's the problem, and you know, the reason we do it is just simply to give the players a break from these sort of speculations. But this happens every single year. These emotions that we go through every single year happen every single year. You know, we just recently, yesterday, beat TK in the LAN League that's happening in Columbus, Ohio, and then today we beat Era. And look, it's like the boy said in the interview, right? Like Formal said, we always have a really slow start, and around this time is when we start getting good and when we start gelling. But I always say, you know, from my standpoint, from a spectator standpoint, as much as I love OpTic, and you know I love OpTic, as much as I love OpTic, I do like to see some struggle. Like, no one wants to see a success story in them just because it's a success story. Everybody wants to see what it took, what it was, what sort of hardships, what sort of obstacles people overcame to be able to reach the level of success. You cannot enjoy those highs without feeling the lows, and I've always said this. So I, for one, I welcome it. I welcome, you know, being a beatable team. I welcome the fact that we don't know if we're going to win on Sunday. We have the most skilled players in Call of Duty history. Facts. Okay, so when we lose, it's good. It's good for them to not be immortalized into something that they're not. It's good for them to show some level of humanity and mistakes that they make in game, some raw emotion of them maybe not getting along with the team, maybe not gelling the way that they will gel as the year progresses. You need these sort of things to you need to fall down to get up. Is what I'm trying to say.
All right. Anything else we want to talk about?
No. Can I just want to get off and go play some fucking Fortnite?